Insurgency is a game that I haven't played in a long time. And don't get me wrong, there are reasons for that, mostly because Sandstorm is a superior title in my opinion at this point in time. But the first one started a lot. It laid the groundworks for really what we have today. So I thought I'd go back and check it out, see what's going on with it, see how it's doing, and, well, the AI hasn't improved really. Why am I playing with AI, you might be asking? Well, because there aren't all that many servers, and the ones that are just as fun as always. I genuinely thought this game was going to look a lot worse when I loaded it up. I thought I was going to notice the graphical changes way more, but it's not that bad. I mean, Source kind of has this longer lasting style. Bloody hell, man. Yet still, Sandstorm looks gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but the first one still kind of holds up, in visually at least, and mechanically it's still just as sound as ever. The gunplay in this is fantastic. It always has been and it always will be, and it was laying the groundwork for the same kind of gunplay that we got in Sandstorm. Where am I taking shots from? Oh my god, they're behind. How are they in our spawn? How did that go through a man? Never mind. Shot through the head, and you're to blame. They're still coming up behind. They still can't shoot, just as ever. Now, the AI that Surgency had was never perfect, but it was actually a lot better than many other games, especially stuff on the Source engine. They did actually flank. They did actually get themselves into good positions. I mean, this is embarrassing, their shooting. But especially on hardcore modes, the bots do have something to them. They can be quite deadly. Now, this map is perhaps one of the most iconic ones that Insurgency had to offer. There were some other beautiful ones like Sinjar that I really love, and most of them have actually been recreated for Sandstorm. But this is where the originals lie, and I think these ones are still fantastic maps, especially in the multiplayer side of the game. Having people up in buildings, having them flanking from different corners is a brilliant way to add dynamically changing gameplay. Where the hell are all the enemy? They've just kind of oh, right, we've kind of changed sides here, it seems. I'm going to position myself in this window. Mate, you are getting flanked from behind, my friend. It's fine, I've saved your life. There's more of them, apparently. How they haven't hit me yet? Guess I'll never know. RPG! Uh-oh. It's when they shout RPG is always the most terrifying aspect of this game. Because the RPGs, their splash damage is another level, and it will hit you. It doesn't matter if it's direct or not. If you are anywhere close to it, you will be splattered. Like that. Right, can we actually take this point? There's a guy coming through here. Let's line up this shot when he moves around. Nice. I think that was a different lad. However, we still got somewhere with it. There's some guys further on this way. Sniping in the game is okay. It's not brilliant. The game, when it was deciding whether it wanted to be realistic or not, I think tried to be as realistic as it can, but there were the limitations of the Source engine. And it does start to show. The Source engine isn't perfect. It doesn't really hold up all that well. Well, especially in terms of AI. What the hell's going on down here? What was that? Mate, you are not very aware of your surroundings. I think the decision to go to Unreal Engine 4 was the better decision. I think if it was kept to the Source engine, we would have run into many more issues. I don't want that. I want my sniper back. Has anyone got an RPG or anything I can slightly borrow? Maybe a grenade? Don't mind me. Chuck that on the pile. Aha. Right, this should do it. This should do it. Yeah, the problem with playing with bots is if you don't bring stuff to destroy the caches on your own, you're pretty much screwed. If I bounce off this wall, that should do it? Yeah, okay. My favorite memories of playing this, though, has got to be this point over here. The Charlie position is fantastic for defending. No matter if you're playing against bots or real players, sitting on this position with your mates in the windows on the roof, getting bombarded by airstrikes, RPGs, or just people with many angry guns. It is an experience that has not really been recreated in many other games. And the only one that's kind of tried to do it is Insurgency Sandstorm. It seems to be that intense gameplay, something that no one else has really managed to... Well, uh-oh. Now you know what RPGs are like. That was rough. But no other game has managed to recreate that kind of level of intensity and terrifying gameplay of a first-person shooter. I mean, Squad is another sort of rival that's done something similar in terms of the realism points, but it has gone so far realism that they're kind of completely different games now. Squad is very much team-orientated, much like Insurgency, but on a bigger and larger level. Something that Insurgency never quite did because they were focusing on that smaller, closer-knit gameplay. Speaking of closer-knit, this is a terrible idea. If one RPG comes in here, the whole team dies. Just thought I'd let you know that. There are definitely some things that haven't quite held up as well as the rest. What even is this? I'm so confused. Arma 3 and Arma 2 have also done a similar thing. I think this version of Insurgency really feels like the original Arma 2. It has the same look to it. The sounds are very, very similar. It's still got that kind of satisfying, clunky, mid-2000s level of gameplay that the Source engine offers. Of course, Arma isn't made on the Source engine, but Arma 3 definitely took it to another level in terms of graphical fidelity, but still had that kind of feel. But it took some specific game modes and maps in order to recreate that Insurgency feel of intensity and horror. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get up here because I don't have a gun that can shoot very far. We're going to have to move up this way, hopefully. Oh, here we go. Taking heavy fire. RPG. Of course, it was always going to be an RPG. This gun is very not made for long distance. We got him, though. Hello. I think the way that they got the really quick kill times in this is perfect for the gameplay style. I mean, if you get it right, you can one-shot these lads, which I think I just did with that guy. But I guess we'll find out when he comes back to haunt me. All right, please don't kill me. Beautiful, beautiful. Just got to take this and we are good to go as far as I know. If we can take Alpha, I think that will be a victory for us. Insurgency Sandstorm, as a conclusion, still plays really well. If you've got a really old computer, you're still going to get a great gaming experience. Now, the multiplayer servers aren't as full as they once were, of course they're not. But they still offer something. There are still servers. I mean, you can find ones that have been full if you get on at the right time. Most of the time, you're not going to experience that. But you will get some sort of good gameplay experience, especially as bots do offer some decent stuff if you're playing cooperative. Just bots alone isn't great.